In Western astrology, Vesta is one of the four major asteroids, along with Ceres, Pallas, and Juno, that are considered significant in a birth chart. Named after the Roman goddess of the hearth and home, Vesta symbolizes themes of devotion, focus, and sacred service. In Roman mythology, Vesta was associated with the eternal flame and the inner sanctum of both the home and the temple, representing purity, spiritual dedication, and guardianship of what is sacred. Essence of Vesta in astrology. 1. Sacred fire and devotion. Vesta represents the inner flame, the passion or cause that drives us. It's associated with how we dedicate ourselves to something greater, whether that be a career, a spiritual practice, or personal commitments. 2. Focus and commitment. The placement of Vesta in a birth chart indicates where and how we focus our energy, what we are willing to devote time and effort to. It shows where we are capable of intense concentration and where we can cultivate mastery or excellence. 3. Spiritual purity. Vesta also carries themes of sacred purity, not necessarily in a sexual sense, but in the ability to maintain clarity of purpose. It can symbolize celibacy or chastity for some, but more broadly, it relates to a focused dedication that is untainted by distractions. 4. Self-sufficiency and independence. Vesta's energy is self-contained and often associated with periods of solitude or retreat. It encourages an inward journey where one's inner light is tended without the need for external validation or attention. Healing and transformation. As a goddess tied to the hearth, Vesta is also connected to personal and spiritual healing. The flame is not only about devotion, but also about renewal and transformation, especially when it comes to maintaining boundaries and protecting one's inner space. Meanings of Vesta in a birth chart? In the houses. Vesta's placement in the natal chart by house shows the area of life where one is most likely to demonstrate focus, dedication, and perhaps some sacrifice. For example, Vesta in the 6th house might indicate a dedication to work or health, while in the 12th house, it could reflect a devotion to spirituality or a hidden cause. In the signs, the sign that Vesta is in can color how you express devotion and focus. For example, Vesta in Aries may devote energy to pioneering or leading a cause, while Vesta in Pisces may express through compassion, healing, or creative pursuits. Aspects. The aspects that Vesta makes to other planets can reveal how your devotion and sense of sacred duty interact with other areas of your life. A harmonious aspect to Venus might show devotion to love and beauty, while a challenging aspect to Mars could indicate difficulties in balancing personal desires with devotion to a cause. Keywords for Vesta: devotion, focus, sacred purpose, spiritual service, self-sufficiency, inner flame, purity, healing. In summary, Vesta in astrology speaks to what we hold sacred, how we channel our focus and dedication, and where we may find healing through solitude or spiritual service. It represents the fire within, which must be carefully tended to illuminate and guide one's journey. Vesta, the sacred flame in the 1st and 2nd house. Vesta in the 1st house, tending the sacred flame of self. The 1st house speaks to who you are at your core, your identity, how you present yourself, and the energy you carry into the world. With Vesta here, you're blessed with a deep, almost sacred devotion to personal growth and self-mastery. Key themes. 1. A journey of self-discovery. There's a sacredness in how you approach your identity. You may feel called to perfect yourself, not just externally, but from the inside out. This focus on self-improvement often means you are dedicated to refining who you are, constantly learning and evolving to better align with your inner truth. 2. Protecting your inner space. You hold your sense of self as something deeply precious, like a flame that must be carefully tended. This can mean you value solitude or independence, guarding your personal space fiercely to ensure you have the time and energy to nurture your inner world. 3. The quiet power of focus. With Vesta in the 1st house, you radiate a quiet strength. It's not necessarily loud or attention-seeking, but there's a sense of purpose in everything you do. Your ability to focus on your goals, to devote yourself fully to what matters, sets you apart as someone with a clear sense of direction. 4. Purpose-driven life. You may feel like your life is meant for something special, perhaps even sacred. This could be a career, a creative pursuit, or a personal mission that you are committed to. For you, this isn't just a passing interest. It's something you pour your heart and soul into, embodying dedication in all that you do. Challenges, loneliness on the path. Sometimes, this level of dedication to yourself can feel isolating. You might find that others don't always understand your need for personal space or your desire to focus inward. This can create distance in relationships or a sense that you are walking a path alone. Perfectionism pressure. With such a strong desire to master yourself, there's a risk of becoming overly critical or feeling like nothing you do is ever enough. You may need to remind yourself that growth is a journey, not a destination. Vesta in the second house, tending the sacred flame of worth and resources. The second house is all about what you value, both materially and spiritually. It governs your finances, possessions, and more importantly, your sense of self-worth. When Vesta is here, she illuminates the importance of tending carefully to your resources and values, seeing them as extensions of your inner world. 1. A deep connection to values. With Vesta in the second house, what you value is sacred to you. Whether it's financial security, personal possessions, or your own principles, you approach these things with great care. You're not one to squander resources. Rather, you see them as tools that should be preserved and used wisely. 2. Devotion to material and spiritual balance. You may find that your relationship with money and material goods is more than just practical. It's spiritual. You could feel called to use your resources in a way that aligns with your higher values, ensuring that what you earn or own reflects your true self. 3. Focus on financial stewardship. Managing your finances or building stability is something you take seriously. You're naturally gifted at focusing your energy on creating and maintaining security, whether that means budgeting carefully, saving wisely, or investing in meaningful causes that resonate with your heart. 4. Merging the spiritual and the material. For you, there's no separation between the material and the spiritual. What you value in the world, whether it's money, security, or possessions, also carries deeper meaning. You might find yourself drawn to careers or paths that allow you to use your resources in ways that benefit others or contribute to something larger than yourself. Fear of lack. There can be a tendency to worry about not having enough. This focus on security, while valuable, might sometimes lead to anxiety or an overemphasis on accumulating wealth at the expense of other aspects of life. Over-sacrifice for stability. You might feel compelled to make sacrifices in order to maintain financial security, sometimes placing too much importance on stability. This could lead to overworking or prioritizing material concerns over emotional or relational fulfillment. Vesta, the sacred flame in the third and fourth house. Vesta in the third house, tending the sacred flame of communication and learning. The third house governs communication, learning, and the way we interact with our immediate environment. It also relates to siblings, short travels, and the exchange of ideas. With Vesta in this house, there is a deep sense of devotion to how you communicate, learn, and share knowledge with others. Key themes. 1. Dedication to learning and mental focus. Vesta in the third house brings an intense focus on gathering and sharing information. You may feel a deep commitment to learning, often seeking knowledge that is meaningful or sacred to you. This placement often gifts you with a sharp mind and the ability to concentrate deeply on subjects of interest. 2. The sacredness of words. Communication is more than just talking or writing. It's a sacred act. With Vesta here, you may treat your words carefully, knowing that they carry weight and meaning. There's a focus on speaking with purpose and clarity, and you may be particularly drawn to writing, teaching, or other forms of sharing wisdom. 3. Nurturing relationships through communication. You may see communication as a way to nurture connections, especially with those close to you, such as siblings or neighbors. You feel a sense of responsibility when it comes to maintaining open, meaningful dialogue in your relationships. Conversations with you often feel purposeful and reflective as you aim to foster understanding. 4. Focus on intellectual purity. Vesta's presence in the third house can also lead to a strong desire for intellectual integrity. You may feel a duty to ensure that the information you receive and share is pure, truthful, and aligned with your higher values. This could drive you to seek out knowledge that serves a higher purpose or that contributes to spiritual or personal growth. Challenges: mental overload. With a strong devotion to communication and learning, you might become mentally overextended. Vesta's focused energy here could sometimes lead to burnout if you take on too many intellectual or social tasks. Struggles with small talk. Because you treat communication as something sacred, you may find superficial conversations or casual small talk draining or unfulfilling. You might prefer deeper discussions and find it challenging to engage in conversations that lack substance. Vesta in the fourth house, tending the sacred flame of home and inner security. The fourth house is associated with home, family, roots, and emotional security. It represents your private life and the foundation upon which you build your sense of belonging and safety. When Vesta resides in the fourth house, her sacred flame is dedicated to creating a sanctuary within your home and nurturing your inner emotional world. Key themes. 1. Sacred devotion to home and family. With Vesta in the fourth house, your home is more than just a physical space. It is a sacred place where you can retreat, recharge, and focus on what truly matters. You may feel deeply dedicated to maintaining a peaceful and nurturing environment where both you and your loved ones can feel safe and supported. 2. Focus on inner security. Vesta's influence here draws attention to your inner emotional world. You are likely devoted to nurturing your own sense of emotional security, often through reflection, self-care, or spiritual practices. This placement emphasizes the importance of cultivating inner peace, treating your emotional well-being as a sacred flame that must be carefully tended. 3. Family as a sacred duty. You may feel a strong sense of responsibility when it comes to your family or home life. Whether it's caring for your family members or maintaining your household, there's a feeling of sacred duty attached to these roles. You might prioritize creating a stable, harmonious environment where everyone feels valued and secure. 4. Honoring your roots. Vesta in the fourth house can bring a deep reverence for your family, traditions, heritage, or ancestors. You may feel a spiritual connection to your roots and strive to honor them through your actions, whether that means upholding family values or simply creating a home environment that reflects your heritage. Challenges: over-sacrifice for family. You may feel so devoted to your family and home that you sacrifice your own needs in the process. This placement can lead to a sense of duty that causes you to put others' well-being before your own, leading to burnout or emotional exhaustion. Emotional withdrawal. At times, you may feel the need to retreat too much into your inner world or home environment, avoiding external interactions. Vesta's solitary nature in the fourth house can make it tempting to withdraw when you feel overwhelmed, leaving you feeling isolated or disconnected from the outside world.